Hello, everybody. Come on in. Guys, the Sussexes are outside. God, we are even hearing that they're going to Colombia. Oh my God. We have a teaser video from CBS on Sunday, which I have shared on my Instagram page. So perhaps if you want to see the thing, you can go to my Instagram page and have a look at the video. Guys, come on in, shut the door, and let's talk about it. It's so exciting. It is so exciting. I am glad to see it. Exactly what I wanted for them. But before we get into it, hello everyone. Welcome back to Isabella Bank's YouTube channel, where we discuss all things Harry, Meghan, and their level up journey. And shall we say that they're leveling up? They are indeed leveling up. What? What? So we're talking about Prince Harry and Meghan's latest initiative, right? That's where it's all beginning from. In case you haven't been able to piece everything together, I don't know. I haven't been looking at other channels to see how they have actually discussed it. But this is all around the online safety campaign, and the way they're going about it is so fantastic. I continue to be in awe at the way these guys just come together and execute projects. Anyway, if you haven't heard, they are set to visit Colombia from the 15th of August to the 18th of August. And as usual, the British tabloids are in a frenzy. So, if you want to hear more, if you want to know why the British tabloids are in a frenzy, stick around to hear why, okay? We are going to be discussing it all. But first, let me take you guys back a bit. It's so nice to always be at the beginning of a story. You guys remember when this event happened in New York? Do you guys remember when the Archewell Foundation kicked off the campaign on Mental Health Day last year with the Parent Summit? Okay, for those who have not been paying attention, Harry and Meghan met with parents who had been victims of online abuse, sharing their heart wrenching stories and calling for action from the government. It was such a powerful start. It was us seeing them already taking steps on a high level. And so, what happened? After that, we had the parents had a summit with at and Archewell supported these brave parents as a congressional hearing. They urged the parents to tackle the plague of online exploitation. These Sussexes are clearly in it for the long haul, unlike some people that we know about, right? So, unlike some people that we know about. Okay, so what happened next? Do you guys are meant to talk about it, but it was just a very tiny story in isolation, and there was so much happening last year. But did you guys realize that a law had been passed to protect the children online? Yes, their efforts resulted in the Kids Online Safety and Privacy Act passing the Senate. Guys, tell me, because you're the experts, you're in America. If you're in America, so about 55% of the people who listen to me are American people. My analytics tells me. So if you know the answer to this, I would really be grateful if you tell me in the chat. When a bill passes the Senate, does that mean that it has now become law? Tell me in the comment section, please. Tell me. If you know about this, please tell me in the comment section. Let's share and exchange knowledge. Okay, so guys, it's against this background, right, that we see Harry and Meghan joining Jane Pauley for the CBS Sunday Morning interview, which is going to be happening on, I think they're going to release the full thing on Sunday. In an interview where they opened up apparently about the bulk of the bullying that Meghan experienced while she was pregnant, and it was all online bullying, and she just keeps on saying, why would people be so hateful? It's like she still can't fathom the 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 blackness of the souls of some of the people that you're dealing with. Anyway, in the trailer, if you've not had an opportunity to see it, Megan expressed her desire to protect her amazing children. So this explains the reason why nobody has seen Archie and Lily, and we're not likely to see them until they're 18. I don't think, from the way Harry and Meghan are going. And who can blame them? Who can blame them, right? She said, all you want to do as parents is protect them. At this point, Harry said, every parent needs to be a first responder. And the internet is really, really dark. I have to spend a lot of time on the internet, and there's sometimes I click on some videos or an image, and I just wish I never did, because the images are sometimes seared into your memory. When you close your eyes, you can just see those things going on and on and on, and you just wish that, oh my God, how I wish I didn't click on this thing. Now I'm seeing it in my sleep, I'm seeing it behind my eyes. Oh my God. Anyway, as I said to you, I am constantly in awe of how Harry and Meghan organize things. And this is not what I'm going to share with you, is not the only example. We had Harry and Meghan then, in a coordinated effort with the Colombian Vice President, Francia Marquez, announced the Sussex's visit to Colombia. They are going to be traveling to Bogota, Cartagena, and Cali, engaging with leaders and communities committed to progress. This trip ties in with the World Ministerial Conference on the Elimination of Violence Against Children in November. I am so proud of them. Like, it's so nice to be at the beginning of a project and just seeing it making its way through to the end of the project. Because this is obviously a lifelong thing. Even if Harry and Meghan are able to cope with the smear campaign being waged against them, but what about their children? So they're literally doing it for everyone's future, including the children of everybody else. So good to see. Anyway, as per usual, the British media are losing their minds. So the headlines at the moment are ranging from Harry and Meghan to tour Colombia after saying Britain is too dangerous. What about this one? Meghan Markle wears 12,800 Cartier necklace with 1,485 Ralph Lauren cords in new video with Prince Harry. So, is she supposed to be wearing a £2 outfit? I'm not really sure what it is. And I will just read this one. So, it's funny that the UK are busy talking about Colombia being an infamous crime capital, because this just happened in Southport. I think this was yesterday or so. Yesterday, right? There was a riot in Southport, and um, it was knife crime was going on there, and police cars and were burnt. This is just an example of one of them. So this is amazing to see that this is going on in the UK, and they have the audacity, the effrontery, the cataclysmic Before I cut my tongue trying to speak English that is not mine. But you get my meaning. The audacity to say that uh, Colombia is the crime capital when this kind of things is going on in your own country. And this is actually the second time within a couple of weeks that this kind of thing is happening. I asked a question about the bill. So then let me see your response. Okay. So Rosalind says, oh, that's great that they have something to protect children. Yes, they have. Marcia says the bill has to pass in both of the houses, then sent to president for signature, and then it becomes law. So it has passed the House and it has passed the Senate. So I think what is left now is for the bill to be signed by the president in order for it to become law. Yeah. Okay. I am proud of Harry and Meghan too. Me too. Me three, actually. Roslyn says jealousy. They always say things like that when Harry and Meghan are involved in anything in a different country. Exactly. Exactly. Meanwhile, let's not forget that the reason why they are complaining, oh, Harry and Meghan is saying that Britain is too dangerous, whereas they're going to Colombia. Well, Colombia doesn't have a Jeremy Clarkson who wrote that vile story about Meghan. Colombia doesn't have an Amanda Platel who wrote, stay away from Britain, Meghan. You're not welcome here. Colombia doesn't have police raising messages against Meghan, right? So, of course, Meghan is safer anywhere else in the world than she would be in the UK if she was going to be here. And but you know what is funny? The British media had none of this smoke when Sophie went to Colombia in November. They were so proud of her going there. It's even published on the royal family's website. Yep, this week the Duchess of Edinburgh is visiting the Republic of Colombia from Tuesday 28th November to Friday, 1st December, at the request of the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office. The Duchess is undertaking engagements in Bogota and Cali in support of the women, peace, and security agenda. Blah, 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 blah. But what is interesting is that she also met with Vice President of Colombia. Look at this, right? It seems like the vice president of Colombia is the go to person for all things like maybe public relations in Colombia, because I've seen her all over the place doing international events as well. So seems like she is the go to person for the PR, the image of Colombia, which is great to see. It's fantastic. Anyway, before we continue, guys, if this is your first time on this channel, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and leave a comment or two in the comment section. Don't be shy. We're all friends over here. And if you have visited before and you haven't subscribed, let today be the day you decide that you're going to subscribe. For all those who have been rocking with me from the beginning, thank you. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section and also hit the like button. The like button is very, very important, guys. Very important. Okay. Thank you very much. And let's continue. So the question is, how have the squad been responding? Of course, everyone is kind of delirious. So the first person said exciting and worthy cause. The next person said Colombia is getting ready to take Nigeria's spot on the British press ranking of the most dangerous country in the world. And guess what? The British press, did not disappoint when the prediction with that prediction, because guess what? Prince Harry and Meghan announced new fall royal tour in infamous crime capital. They are so easy to predict now. It's ridiculous. They are so easy to predict. Oh dear. And somebody else was laughing and saying, if we look at the photograph, if you've had a chance to look at that video, let me see if I can take you back to the beginning of the video. Oh no, I can't on this one. That's fine. So you can see the outfits that Megan is wearing. So some people who on Twitter have been saying, Megan's always wearing white. Wear some color. Do something. And so this time Megan is wearing some color. It's dusty pink. So this person was like, so she said, "You want some color? Here, damn." But it's just dusty pink. I thought the same thing myself when I saw the outfit. I was just like, oh, this Megan. Anyway, so um, let's see. Uh, have you guys noticed that the People magazine has been acting really shady of late? Their head Look at this headline. Meghan Markle shares desire to protect her amazing children in new interview with Prince Harry. What do they mean by protect her amazing children in quotes? What does that mean? What does that mean? Protect her amazing children in quotes. Being shady where there is no need for shadiness. Just report the news as you used to do. And somebody else said, is our favorite deranger about to cut off his summer break because Harry is about to come out this month? Oh my god. You were right on time. Like you were right on time with this comment because you said it's going to be hilarious seeing William trying to outdo Harry this time. He had better solve UK's homelessness by housing them in KP. That would be fantastic to see. And that would literally be the only thing he can do to outdo Harry. At the moment, he has surrendered. He has claimed defeat. He has surrendered. He has said that he doesn't really want to go abroad unless he is going for football. And even football, he has stepped down from being president of the FA. So I think he doesn't even want to go to any events that are where you're going to have people of color. It's just except he's using them for PR. So at this point in time, I don't think, I don't think he is going to be of much use. I don't think there's anything he can use to compete with Prince Harry. I think he's very comfortable in the fact that the British media are on his side, and so they boost his he they boost his public. It feels like he doesn't even have to do anything. So, because if you guys notice, in recent times, they have come out and actually started to tell the truth about how they felt. Remember that article? I think it was 2, 3 days ago. It came out about the Rob Johnson book, where he said that William was the one who banned Meghan from wearing Princess Diana's jewelry. Why is he able to say that? Because the media environment right now, they have successfully created a toxic environment which makes it seem like it's okay for him to say something like that. We all hate her, right? Okay, so this is what I did to her. It doesn't matter because I'm the prince. Joy says, "Good evening to you, Isabella, and everyone. Sweet William might as well stay home. He does nothing of impact. If he even went there, he would mess up the event. So you're absolutely correct." Anyway, after the tabloid on trial interview, did you guys notice that the tabloids have attempted, they've been struggling, they've been fighting so hard to change the narrative from the allegations Prince Harry made in that interview by throwing every single thing, including the kitchen sink, at the wall to try and see what is going to stick. So they talked about the revelations from Jobson's book to the Hall Edwards allegations to those frivolous but potentially damaging articles which have been coming out left, right, and center. Okay, like this one that I'm going to share next. The real reason Prince Harry and King Charles are no longer speaking. Harry's calls go unanswered. What I would say about a thing like this is it's supposed to embarrass Harry that his father is no longer taking his calls. Okay, so how did they know that though? Surely Charles has been leaking information again. Like, okay, when was the last time Harry called? Must have been about the time when I shared my cancer diagnosis publicly. Really, he hasn't spoken to you again since then. No, 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 no. He does call, but I don't take his calls. Oh dear. What a father. What a father. What a father. Anyway, so what you've got is, and then the other article was Prince Harry accused of using kids in emotional blackmail of King Charles. So, Harry and Meghan, I think that they already knew that these backup articles were going to be coming out to try to negate the interview. To me, when I look at it, I feel I might be wrong, but this is my observation because I look at the entire landscape on a daily basis. All these articles have come out to try and deal with the allegations that came out from the ITV interview. Remember that these things are scheduled in advance, so they already knew that the interview was going to be coming, and they had prepared their retort, their response in the way of these articles. They were just waiting for the interview to come out, and so that and then they just press play on the articles attacking Harry in return. What they didn't expect to happen was for Byline Times to go ahead and put out their own article as well. And as I talked about in my last video, nobody else but Byline Time carried the allegations. Okay, it was just Byline Times. Since then, the Guardian newspaper has also carried the allegations. They were a day late, but I guess one day late is better than never, right? So it's been, to me, it's all been about trying to distract everybody's attention away from the allegations of phone hacking and unlawful information gathering. That's what it's all been about. And I'm so glad that Harry and Meghan had a plan. Like, okay, we know you're going to do this. So guess what? We have something in our back pocket we are going to tackle you with. Because they also introduced the Hugh Edwards story into the media so that it changes the this conversation entirely. All right. So then Harry and Meghan said, okay, you want to change the conversation, right? Watch this. They changed the conversation because they have been trending all day. They have been trending all day. Okay. Well, the thing is, I think Harry and Meghan, I have looked at everything that they have been doing, Myself and a couple of other people, we have been analyzing all the steps that we have been taking, talking to solicitors and PR people. There is a limit that they can do, and the difficult thing is that they cannot reach out to the squad to give direct instructions like, okay, help us do this and help us do that. And I realize, as you guys have seen, that the even the government is reluctant to take on the media. This is why I started on, after assessing the entire situation, I then realized that the only way out of this situation for Harry and Meghan is for a third party to file a petition at the United Nations and other international bodies on their behalf on the grounds of media harassment, because we all have a fundamental human right to peaceful existence. And if you, the fact that they are celebrities does not mean that they are not entitled to their privacy and to have a peaceful existence. Anyway, as I have previously advised, for this mission to work, I am going to need 10K subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead to subscribe. The work is going on behind the scenes, and I'm going to be having my first ever meeting with the channel members because, okay, I didn't finish. So, in order for me to be able to carry this mission on to actualize it, I'm going to need 10,000 subscribers at a minimum, 1,000 channel members, and 1K Instagram followers. Okay. I have explained in other videos the reason why I need 10K subscribers, 1K channel members, and 1K Instagram followers. It's mainly because I would need to reach out to people, and then they're going to be looking back to see, does she have the support of a community? Is it worth our while talking to her? Does she have any weight to it? And also, these consultations are kind of expensive. So I'm going to have to pay good money. I have already paid good money out of my own pocket, but in order for me to be able to see this mission through to the end, I will need channel members to please go ahead to join the channel so that I am able to pay for the things that need to be paid for. And also the Instagram followers, it's easy to disseminate information also on Instagram. Please, if you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, please go ahead to follow me. The links to all this are in the description box of this video. If you can't find it immediately after this video, I will go and update the description box of this video. Please go ahead, join the channel membership, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. Okay. All right. So where are we? Um, so there was something I wanted to share with you guys. I don't know if anybody else has realized it yet, but this photograph, this photograph. So guys, who knows who these two people are in this photograph? Uh, I debated as to whether or not to share this information, but I think it's in the long run, it's going to be good for the squad to understand exactly what you are looking at in this photograph. So this lady here, do you remember her from Harry and Meghan's trip to Nigeria? She is Dr. Okonjo, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo Iweala. Hold on a second. Okay. Roslyn says, drop your link for your Instagram page. Here you go. The link to my Instagram page I have just dropped in the chat. You know what? I will drop the link to the membership of the channel also in the chat so that you can access it easily for those who want to join the membership of the channel. Uh I've also dropped the link to the membership of the channel in the chat. Okay, for those who want to join. Thank you very much. So, guys, what the lady you have on the screen with this the other lady in yellow, that is Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. She is a very influential Nigerian woman. Okay. She was the one who helped Meghan organize that meeting with the women of impact in Nigeria. Remember that meeting that Meghan had with all those women in Nigeria? Okay. Who is she shaking hands with? That, my friends, is the Colombian Vice President, Francia Marquez. So, if you were looking at the fact that Harry and Meghan are now on their way to Colombia, and you see that Harry and Meghan's good friend, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, is now shaking hands with the Vice President of Colombia, what do you guys think happened here? I would like you to please give me some suggestions of what you think actually happened in the chat. I think it's kind of obvious, but there's something I want to get out of this conversation, and I'd like anyone who would please indulge me and just leave a comment or two of what you think actually happened in the chat. Okay. While I'm waiting for your comments, I am just going to look at the comments of people in the chat so far. Kati Gabi says William simply does not have the drive or passion about anything to compete with Harry. He will be out in August. And he will be out. You know what? At this point, I have now realized that he's not out because he William is not bothered. The reality of the situation, I think, through the videos that I have done on how the monarchy works, because we've got a constitutional monarchy, William doesn't even have to lift a finger if he doesn't want to. He doesn't have to do a day's work in his life if he doesn't want to. But he just does that in order to at least make it look like he is doing something, so that so that they don't find themselves in a situation where they've got a French Revolution type scenario on their hands. Okay. Kathy says, yes, networking. Yes, 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 yes. Well, yes, but I want to say something, and I want to what I want to do is to ask you all to put on your trigger warning, and because I'm going to trigger you slightly, if you can tolerate it. The reason why I'm adding my voice to this conversation about Harry and Meghan is because I realize that there are not that many British people on here who are discussing this issue. They're not only am I British, I am also Nigerian. So life is not just straightforward. Sometimes you see life through your lived experience, which is what they call perspective, right? So remember, guys, when that Nigerian first lady issue happened, and everybody got riled up because the media said that the Nigerian first lady had been saying, what did Meghan come to do in Nigeria? And I explained and explained and explained that, like, this is how Nigerian people talk. And what she was basically saying was something different from what the British newspapers interpreted her words as being. Okay, I'm not revisiting the discussion, so don't worry. That's not what the trigger warning is in place for. But what I would like us to consider this evening is me anticipating what's going to happen when Harry and Meghan go to Colombia. Colombia is not a mainly English speaking country either, just like Nigeria. Okay. what do you guys think is happening behind the scenes as Harry and Meghan are trying to move forward with their charitable organizations, fighting against the smear campaign, trying to do their businesses? If you guessed that Harry and Meghan are fighting left and right, okay, they are being blocked left and right, you would be right. In order for them to move forward, they are networking like maniacs. In order to build up their street cred, basically, put it that way, they are actually liaising with friendly countries, first of all. There are a lot of countries who are afraid of the British royal family and their influence in the world. So there are some people who would even like to be friends, who would like to do business with Harry and Meghan, but the royal family are blocking them. Now, I bring it to the situation of the Nigerian First Lady. Okay, so the Nigerian First Lady came out and she had to clarify, when you have a friend who is so very high maintenance, what's the likelihood of what you're going to do with that friend? Likelihood is that you would not want to stick around with that friend, because not everybody who meets you is meant to come into your life to be your long-time friend. And if you're going to be friends, even minimally, with a person, allow them into your circle of influence, then they have to be at least medium maintenance as possible. So imagine a scenario where the Sussexes need friends to succeed. The people who are able to offer Harry and Meghan the kind of monetary reward in terms of maybe contracts or access to deals that will allow them to maintain their standard of living, they are mainly countries who have the power to protect themselves from external aggression. External aggression being protect themselves against the royal family. So now, if we know already that the British press is already attacking anyone who would potentially have anything to do with Harry and Meghan and improve their lot, I wonder whether it is not reasonable to pause when we see negative headlines, to really pause before we jump in and begin to attack people over something that is little as something that someone said, especially when Harry and Meghan have left their country. So they have left America, they have gone to Nigeria, or they have gone to Colombia. And let's say the Colombian First Lady, in the way Colombian people usually talk, she is saying something that sounds like it is negative, but in her own language, it is not negative. It's just like when the teenagers said, you're very bad, you're bad. When teenagers say you're bad, they're not saying you're a bad person. That actually means the opposite. It means that you're good. So now, if this Harry and Meghan go to Colombia, and then the first lady says something that sounds like what she is saying is bad, can we pause, please? Because Harry and Meghan need friends. They are not impervious. They need friends. We can't, as a squad, keep jumping on would-be friends. And not everybody who meets Harry and Meghan initially are going to love them straight away. They may have to work harder on other people. We love them. It's just like when you have a child. You love your child no matter what. So we love them, but they have to work to win over their favor, to get contracts, to get deals. They're not the only ones in the marketplace. They have to work to win people over. And when they are working to win people over, and we jump on people over every slight misunderstanding, we're actually sabotaging their efforts. It's just something I would like the squad to consider, because I had already said before And this trip to Colombia proves me right that this time they're not going for Invictus. They're going for something else. And it also proves another of my theories right. In order for them to combat this smear campaign, they are going to have to seek international assistance. What they're doing is spreading the word, spreading awareness, making friends, getting people to join them to fight this battle. We can't jump on every single word that looks like it is wrong. American English is not the only English that is spoken all over the world. You have to open and expand a little to accept the fact that is in American language is not is all over the place. You need to give people the grace before you jump in and begin to fight against the person, especially when the person has extended a hand of friendship to the successes. And I will come off my TED talk and I'll come off my soapbox right here. Just because I've already asked you guys I've already given you a trigger warning. It's not about telling people off. But I would be so embarrassed for the squad if after Harry and Meghan go to Colombia, and then the vice president is out saying something, and then she makes a comment that sounds like it could be twisted by the media, and the Sussex squad jump on her the way they did the Nigerian first lady. At that point in time, recognize that the squad are no longer loving Harry and Meghan. They are actually working against them. Harry and Meghan need friends. Before they went to Colombia, trust and believe that they have attempted to go to other places and they could not gain access. So now they're going to the places where a friend of a friend is making a way for them to be able to do that. To show you that the Nigerian people are truly behind Harry and Meghan, you can see that Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala has been is at their back. He's offering them a way through because these people don't welcome any random person to come to the country to give them the level of welcome that they're obviously going to give to Harry and Meghan. Royal titles be damned. So their access to Colombia is through this Nigerian mother who has taken the place of the mother, like almost the mother in the commercial world, in order to open the door to African or African related countries for them. It's just a word. Uh, g- oh, I love your question. Oh, wait, hold on. Before I go on and answer your question, Gloria, let me just take this comment. So, of course, Wheezy prep for the UK tabloid spin on every word and action coming out of Colombia during the trip. Yes, I completely anticipate that they're going to try and twist everything the way they did. And the squad has to stop being so reactive, is what I'm trying to say. You're reactive to the point that you sabotage what Harry and Meghan are trying to do without meaning to do it. Joyce Anderson says, remember that I agreed with you about the First Lady of Nigeria not being unkind to Meghan. Yes, absolutely, Joyce. You absolutely did. But I think that we're so used to fighting, number one. We haven't also transitioned to the point where we don't realize that. I think it feels to me, let me not be apply a broad brush to everyone. It feels to me that people feel that Harry and Meghan can do this by themselves. And this is part of the reason why I started to do those videos on what the UK monarchy and political structure is, so that people can see what Harry and Meghan are really up against. They're up against very, very huge, huge, huge opposition. When people talk about the island, you're hugely mistaken when you just look at the opposition as being the island. It's not just a small island. You have to look at who's behind the island. You British royal family are hugely connected. Um, Jackie Williams says Megan speaks Spanish, so she's at an advantage. Yes, yes, this means that she will be able to explain um explain something. The Spanish, there's yes, and still there is a little bit of room. There's a little bit of room for an understanding issue to occur, because Spanish spoken that you learnt that you learnt that is not spoken in the country of origin is still different from how the colloquial language is spoken in the country where you're at, where you're experiencing the Spanish you're faced with. It will be different from the American version of Spanish, and the way of life and culture will be different. So you just have to go, we have to expand. Trying to say we have to expand and give grace for the bridge over. Wait, pause, pause. Don't go to fighting straight away. Gloria said, is this meeting connected with the previous trip to Nigeria? I don't get it. Okay. No, what I was trying to say to you guys is that this lady here in this photograph, she is the lady who helped Meghan organize a lot of the meetings that they had. Harry and Meghan, sorry, organize a lot of the meetings that they had in Nigeria. She's a hugely influential lady. She was a two-time former minister of finance in Nigeria. She always tries to get funny thing. Let me tell you a joke first before I move on from her. She always tries to get Nigeria right, and she tries to get them to follow a responsible fiscal plan. But Nigerians always tell her, because she's a woman, a lot of the culture is almost male dominated in Nigeria. So because she's a woman, they often ignore her until they fall into a problem. And then they start screaming, oh, please save us, save us, save us, save us. And when she's not working in Nigeria to help them repair whatever damage that they have done, she is usually working somewhere else on the international landscape. Like she is, I think she's the current chairman of the World Trade Organization. If I have that correct, I will check that and correct myself if I am not. But what I'm saying is that she was the one who helped Meghan and Harry organize a lot of the meetings that they had in Nigeria. In this photograph, you can see her shaking the hand of the Vice President, Francia Marquez, who is the one who is inviting Harry and Meghan to Colombia. What does that tell you? That tells you that some networking was done. It also tells you that Harry and Meghan have been trying to get to a lot of other places and they've not been able to do so, because you only rely on the relationship through your friends if you can't do it yourself. And so their friend, their Nigerian auntie, let us put her like that, has helped them to get into Colombia. And when they're going to Colombia, obviously they're going to be discussing online safety on a ministerial level, that is government level, which is actually the level that Harry is on, because as a prince of the realm of UK, he is seen as a head of state. That is the level that Harry is on. So they're going to be having a meeting with ministerial leaders in Colombia. Okay. What I've been saying, the TED talk was all about was just, let us recognize that Harry and Meghan need friends in order to win this battle. And let's not be so quick to jump at the throats of people who are not American English speakers or UK English speakers just because the media um, decides to pick up on a word and twist it to make it look like somebody was trying to say something against the Sussexes when they obviously have not. Okay, just the way it happened when Harry and Meghan went to Nigeria. Harry and Meghan need friends. Okay, when something happens, if we say that the media is always lying, let's not jump on the headlines immediately. Let's give some grace and instead, I think, support the country, support the person from that country until it is proven otherwise. Otherwise, the media are using us to destroy Harry and Meghan's relationships with these people. It is my understanding that the countries are inviting them. Absolutely. Yep. Hi, Louise. How are you doing? You get what I'm saying? You get me? Also, remember also that Nigeria and Colombia were first timers at IG 23. Yes. 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 That's true. And can you see where the networking is also coming from? Kathy says Megan is also an official princess of Nigeria. I guess you're talking about when I said that um, Prince Harry is at head of state level. Yes, but we all know that when it comes to the international landscape, in terms of rating, they would say Nigeria is kind of behind. So when we think about things on the international level, it's not like it's not as important, but it's just like when you're trying to say on a scale of 1 to 10 and you bring out all the countries, I think that UK would be far ahead before Nigeria would come in. It adds to their gravitas that Meghan is also a princess in Nigeria. But there, when Harry is moving into other areas or areas, commercial areas, he will be operating as head of state. Okay. So, and another thing is, I don't know whether it is possible for us to do that, but it'd be great if we, um, yeah, just really calm down when it comes to this meeting. It's going to be happening from the 15th to the 18th. Like literally, I will go to war with anyone who attacks this woman because Harry and Meghan need these relationships in order for them to succeed. It's not even a joke. How many people can pay you 100 million that you need in order to create the generational wealth that the kind of money that Harry and Meghan need? It's only countries that can do that. So let's not major in the minor. Let's focus. What's the goal? They're going to the country to network. All this one they're talking about online. Yes, yes, yes. 25%. I'm sure Harry going there, he wants to see whether he can um I'm sure he wants to see whether he can get them to give him anything, any contracts possible for Invictus, if possible, any commercial ventures, and then we pick on one thing. They say, "Oh, Megan didn't dress properly" or something like that, and then we, as the squad, we now jump on the woman. How dare you talk about Harry and Megan's dressing? Is that did Megan tell you she can't speak for herself? Did she tell you that she wants to talk about that right now? They are there for a reason. Anyway, one of my goals, as you know, guys know, for this channel is to push forward with our UN petition to support the Sussex's efforts against the smear campaign. So I have taken the time to study everything Harry and Meghan have done so far. I can see the reason for everything that they have been doing. This is the reason why I am taking the time to speak this way. Of course, I don't have any contact with them, but when you know certain things and you match certain actions, then you can see what exactly they have been doing. And I can see why the British media have been attacking them in the way that they have. I can also see when the British media changed their strategy and why we need to also change our strategy as well, which is why I'm speaking this passionately about what happened with the British media. And I'm going to discuss all of this with uh, everybody who will join me for our first edition members only live event. So, guys, let's help in the way that we can when we can. By that, it means just let's be supportive of those who support them and support their business. You don't have to be on the front line, but my goodness, let's not stand back and assume that Harry and Meghan have got this. They are just two people who are fighting against a very huge machine. I'm going to be sharing my reasons and my plans, but I'm going to need you guys to help, as I said before. So join the channel membership, subscribe, and follow me on my Instagram page. Okay, so on Sunday, I am very excited because we're going to be start having our very first meeting where I'm going to be discussing, give an overview of everything that is happening, has happened, and is going to happen next. It's all very exciting. If you want to be part of the conversation, you need to join the channel membership because it's going to be a channel members only live stream where I'll be discussing what has been done so far. Okay? All right, so the plan is not to keep you on here forever today. If you want to join the channel membership, it is let me see if you, I dropped the link in the chat. Let me see. If you want to join the channel membership, oh, I didn't realize. Hi, Rosalind. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you for becoming a member. Here is, let me do that again. If you want to join the channel membership, I am going to be dropping the link in the chat again, and also the link to my Instagram page. It's very important, especially at these early stages where before things begin. At a certain point, because of security reasons, I am going to stop taking new members. We're not there yet, but at some point, I'm going to stop taking new members because at some point, they're going to stop taking new members for security reasons. When I spoke to Ivy, she told me that she got a lot of threats when she was sending letters to the UN and some international bodies. And she said, I need to take measures to protect myself. So we are still coming up with ways that I can go about doing that. But the first thing is to move the conversation about the roadmap to the UN petition away from the general public and putting it in members only chat that also gives me an opportunity to raise funds for all the expenses that are going to be following. I'm going to be sharing it like a business plan with the channel members when I get to have the conversation with them. So, guys, if you found this video insightful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share your thoughts below. What do you think about Prince Harry and Meghan's latest revelations? And their fight for online safety. It's so funny that they're doing it in this way, but it's the best way possible, because obviously if they're doing it for the children and they benefit from it, then they get the benefit. And normally it's like you can't fault Harry and Meghan for fighting for online safety for children. The media have been looking for a way, but they've not been able to find a way to twist it to make it seem like something horrible as yet. Not yet, anyway. Anyway, guys, as always, stay tuned for more updates. Until next time, I say take care. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notified of our next video. If you haven't liked the video, go ahead to like it. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead to subscribe. Leave a comment on what you think about Harry and Meghan's trip. Okay? Leave a comment on what you think about Harry and Meghan's trip. Okay? So until next time, this is Wheezy signing out. Oh, just a second. Guys, before you leave, I'm sorry to those who happen to leave. Guys, it was Sussex Love's birthday. Happy birthday, Sussex Love. Happy birthday. I wish you long life, prosperity. No wonder we get along. You're a July baby, just like me. Ah, may God bless you in all respects, strengthen you, bless you, give you peace, give you joy, give you prosperity in Jesus' name. Happy birthday. I'm going to do you a card and post it on my community page. Okay. All right. Take care, everyone, and have a good night. Thanks for being here with me tonight. Ciao.